Nyck De Vries has had a phenomenal race in Monza, where he was able to finish P9 after starting P8 on Sunday. He was able to be present in the top 10 in more laps than Latifi, who is 3 years with Williams. That is something that makes you think, but what's even weirder for acceptance is that Latifi wasn't impressed by how De Vries finished the race and wasn't impressed by his debut race. It seems like the Canadian doesn't think that Latifi would be a good successor in his car, as he's well aware that he is on the outside door of Williams, and the only reason he's currently driving for the team is because of his father's money. Nevertheless, we are going to talk about Latifi's impression of De Vries and why he wasn't impressed at all by the Dutchman. Don't go anywhere. As we said earlier in this video, Nyck De Vries debuted in Williams after replacing Alex Albon, with the Thai undergoing surgical procedures due to appendicitis. On top of this, De Vries had one FP1 session in Aston Martin, replacing Sebastian Vettel, and was only told that he'll participate in the race in FP3 when he substituted Albon. It became evident that De Vries does mean business, as he entered Q2 on Saturday and finished P12, but started P8 due to 4 drivers ahead taking grid penalties. Nevertheless, De Vries was able to hold off the Alfa Romeo of Zhou and was attacking the AlphaTauri of Gasly ahead, and he was holding decently at P10. When Ricciardo retired at the last laps of the race, De Vries hopped one place to finish P9 and secure his first career points in the first ever race. Speaking after the race, De Vries said that it was a very emotional experience and it was something that is truly showing that he does deserve a spot in F1. As he said, "I didn't really have much time to think because everything was so rushed. I had a very bad sleep. It went from excitement into nerves, and I didn't dare even look at my sleep tracking because basically I spent the whole night awake. But perhaps it helps me. I couldn't think and I just had to get on with the job. My start wasn't great, but it was enough to maintain position, and I think it was key for me to get into rhythm in the beginning and not lose position, because then your tires are dirty and you're always on the back foot. That is why I was really happy with our strategy and how we managed that. And actually, the pace was really good. The car was great, and we made a small adjustment from stint 1 to stint 2. I asked a lot of help from the team to use the tools in the car to influence the balance. Again, I know that we had a little bit of help from outside with grid penalties and all that, but hey, no one take these points away from us," said De Vries. However, it seems like his teammate at the race, Nicholas Latifi, wasn't impressed at all by De Vries' performance. According to him, he finished right where he started, and the car had no downforce whatsoever. That's where the car was supposed to finish. I think if we'd been at the front, we could have driven there too. But our car can't really be raced with that. It's more stay where you drive, said Latifi. It became evident that his seat is one of the most, if not the most, endangered seat on the paddock, and that has been the case since 2020. It's true that Latifi has tried out multiple times to score points, and he was closest in Silverstone, where he finished fastest in one free practice session and was able to enter Q3 for the first time this season. However, the race didn't unwind down as he would love it to, and he finished P12, missing out on the points yet again. With De Vries showing massive potential, it became evident that Williams should be interested in him. This is exactly what's happening, and there have been a couple of chants that have been started on Twitter when it comes to sacking Latifi in the middle of the season and seeing De Vries in Singapore yet again. Williams fans have had a tough couple of seasons behind them, and while Albon gave them hope that their car can fight for points and not be dead last in the Constructors' Championship, which is good for a start, after the Monza GP, they were assured that De Vries and Albon will be a good and a decent duo for the team. Still, it seems like Latifi isn't willing to accept the fact that he is far away from an F1 material, but that isn't sitting well with the F1 and Williams fans at all. Although his father's money has helped the team a lot, now it's time that the team needs to see results from the driver's performance, something like Albon did for the team by scoring 4 points. It's not much, but it's honest work, and if Latifi could have kept at least 50% of Albon's pace, both of them would be able to at least conquer for P9 in the Constructors' Championship, which would have been a nicer move for them. According to Jost Capito, the new principal of Williams that came in last year when Williams was bought out by Doralton Capital, a New York private investment firm, De Vries did everything that is in his power in order to secure a spot in F1. However, time will tell if he'll be replacing Latifi, because De Vries has also been been called for a test driving in Alpine prior to the Singapore GP in Hungaroring alongside Herta, Hülkenberg and Jack Doohan. He did an absolutely outstanding job and I rate him extremely high. That's why my expectations are extremely high and he over-fulfilled these. It's so difficult to get in that car to race for 2 hours and do the qualifying and not doing any mistake and not driving on its own. He had to defend, he had attack. He had to get lapped and not doing a mistake. Then he had to do the pit stop. It's just so complicated. And it's an outstanding job, said Capito, who also spoke about the contractual situations of De Vries. I don't know, you have to ask him what his contractual situations are. You've just seen how messy it can be, and we're not known for being messy. I'm not doing hypothetical things, so I'm only interested in facts. If the facts are there, then there might be solutions, finished Capito. De Vries also spoke about his future, saying that there isn't much he can do and that he's done everything in his power when it comes to proving that he is a worthy F1 talent, adding, "I wouldn't build my future on solely hope and on the volatility of this paddock. But at the same time, it is like a dream I'd like to fulfill, and I also think I deserve an opportunity. So I'll be judging the opportunities carefully in the upcoming time and then, decide what is ultimately best for my career. I don't have a management, not really officially as such, but time will tell. I don't know, it's out of my hands. It's not in my control. Obviously it's a dream and I think I would deserve a chance, but ultimately it's not up to me to decide driver lineup. I mean, I don't have to sell myself. I've won certain things, I've been given the opportunity to participate in some of the FP1s. I deserve a chance, but it's not always just about what you've shown or what you've done. You need a bit of momentum, the timings need to be right, there needs to be a place. It's just purely based on what you've done in the past," finished De Vries. De Vries is one of the most likable prospects on the grid and many drivers do think positively of him. Some of them are Hamilton, Alonso and Verstappen, as they all said that their opinions of De Vries rate high and that he does indeed deserve an F1 chance. Here's what they had to say on this matter. First of all, enjoy it and don't think or stress about it too much. I remember my first race in Australia 2015, it happened so quickly, but I think more broadly, if you just tell yourself, we'll see what happens, instead of really stressing about, I need a good start or I need a good first lap, it's much better. You shouldn't think about that, and I think he handled everything really well. But yeah, it's nice. We know each other really well, so it was just a quick little motivation speech, said Verstappen. Hamilton said, I haven't seen his quali performance, but Nyck is a very talented driver. I've known him since he was really young. When I was at McLaren, my dad was trying to help him get into Formula 1. He's been a real valuable member of our team. He does a lot of work on the simulator. He's always super positive, he fires me emails. And so I was so happy to hear this morning that he'll be given the opportunity to drive. He deserves a place here, I think, so I hope today's been good for him, finished Hamilton. Fernando Alonso also chimed in and praised the Dutchman as he added, I think when you jump in a car and you only have one practice, obviously it's difficult to get up to speed. So a very good day for him. Hopefully tomorrow a good race as well. I think it helped him to do FP1, arguably, so he got a little bit more experience. But I think he's doing good and hopefully tomorrow we can fight as well in the race. Not too much, but it's going to be good fun, said Alonso, who unfortunately wasn't able to finish the race because he had engine issues and had to retire prematurely, so the fight with De Vries was nowhere to be seen. What do you think about De Vries and his future? Do you think that he deserves to replace Latifi in 2022, or he should get a fresh and a clean start from 2023 and beyond? Let us know in the comments below.